How's it going, guys? I'm Cameron with Z1 Off-Road, and we're gonna install an upgraded transmission cooler on Matt's Xterra today. Let's get started. Okay, so we got two different sizes of transmission cooler that we can upgrade to. The factory cooler is a 16-row cooler, if you have it. So not even all vehicles come with it. It should be really easy to add, but it's also a good time to replace it. First off, he's got a pretty good amount of damage through here. It's still totally serviceable, but we wanna do some preventative maintenance on that. But also we wanna improve some function. We have some new transmission coolers that we've been working on. One of them is gonna work with the supercharger kit. That's the 19-row cooler. And then we have, for most applications, the 34-row cooler, which is about the same size as this, but you get more than double the rows and it's thicker. So you get a little bit more capacity inside it as well as better cooling ability. So we're gonna go ahead and replace his with a 34-row, but we'll show you some installed pics of the 19-row on a supercharged Xterra. For the removal, we're just gonna need a set of needle nose pliers for the hose clamps, and then we'll need a 10mm for these bolts. Down here, you'll need probably an extended socket or a open-ended wrench, whatever you got, but it is 4 10mm bolts to remove the factory one. Go ahead and get these started. And we'll just go ahead and reuse this hardware. It's also worth noting, if you have a manual transmission, you're not gonna need this. So we've got the factory cooler disconnected from the vehicle. So I'll just go ahead and set this down for a moment. You may have a bar across here from the factory grill and bumper, but just set this to the side for a moment. So I've got this set up already. This is the cooler that we're gonna use. You'll notice I have this already assembled, but I'll show you how to assemble it real quick. So what we have here is 2 copper crush washers, the 8mm to M22 banjo bolt, and then the M22 banjo bolt. So these are just gonna get assembled in a stack. Make sure you get a copper washer between everything. So one there, that goes on there, and then like that. And then this just simply threads in to the top. We will need, I believe it's a 12mm hex to crank this down and get it locked up, but for the meantime, we can just leave it loose so we can get our hoses positioned how we want. All right, so I've got the Pro Cooler here. You can set it so that the logo faces forward or however you want. It's a symmetrical part. But we're gonna go ahead and get the bracket lined up with the holes in the cooler, and we'll just start threading these little bolts through. So these are gonna bolt down from the top like this, and then for the top side of the bracket, they'll bolt up from the bottom. But we'll just get these all started by hand. Got those hand tight. I'll go ahead and tighten these lower bolts. So go ahead and take your 4mm Allen head and tighten these guys up. And then the top bracket is just gonna slide on the top like this. And same thing. If you have a ball nose bit, that will make this a lot faster. Okay, now I'll just tighten these up with the Allen key. Okay, all right, that's all tightened up. Now that we've got those tightened up, we can go ahead and throw it on the truck. So we're just gonna take the fully assembled unit now, line up the lower pegs, and now we should have a spot for those upper bolts to go. Just get both of these started by hand. It's important to also just like keep these on while you're installing to prevent anything from getting inside the cooler. We don't wanna contaminate the transmission fluid at all. Upper mounts installed. I'm gonna grab a different wrench for this. Okay, those are good. Now I'll take the 2 nuts that came off the bottom and we'll get those back on where they were. There's just these studs that come off of the core support and you'll just get them on there. So the 34-row and the 19-row have different brackets, obviously, since they're different sizes. The lower bracket is shared between them, so that's the same. They'll mount to the same spot down there. And then the upper bracket on the 19-row, so the smaller cooler, is just gonna be a mounting point here and then to these 2 bolts there. There's nothing on this side, but we still have 3 points contact, so it's nice and secure. Okay, so we're just about ready to get our hoses connected. Before we do that, I wanna explain how the plumbing works for this whole scenario. So the plumbing for those who have a factory external transmission cooler is gonna be like so. So right now, it comes out of the transmission to the radiator transmission cooler / heater. This is the most effective heater, but this is also extremely effective at getting those exterior temperatures down. So it's gonna come from the transmission to the radiator, out the radiator, and that's where your SMOD happens, your strawberry milkshake of death. That's where that failure happens. With those that have the external cooler, it's gonna then come to this cooler, it's gonna come to this hose, and then out of this guy and back to the transmission. So this is the last step before it goes back into the transmission. You're cooling this with nice, cool ambient air. If you don't have an external cooler already, right now your cooling system goes from the transmission to the radiator and back to the transmission. So hope that helps you kind of understand how this is all working. There's a tube that goes through the lower tank of the radiator that heats and cools the transmission fluid as necessary. So we're just adding on to that, just like Nissan did, but this is how you're gonna set that up. All right, next step, we're gonna go ahead and take some pliers. We're gonna undo this factory line on the left side of the factory cooler. Woo. So this hose we're gonna reuse. If your truck's been sitting for a minute, it should have all drained back down into the transmission, so there shouldn't be a ton of fluid that comes out of this. And don't be alarmed if nothing does come out of it. So I moved this hose clamp back. We're gonna reuse the factory hose clamps. And so I'm just gonna scoot this back just like so. See, nothing even came out. So then we're gonna just go ahead and take this hose and we're just gonna put it right back up there. So make sure you take all the slack out of it, make sure it's not snagging on anything, and then that's just gonna go ahead and sit just like that. Next, I just took the hose clamp off of here. We're gonna take this hose entirely off, but we're gonna just remove the cooler from it just to make it a little easier to get at it. And as you can see, nothing even came out of there. So what we're gonna do on the refill process is we're gonna just connect all the hoses as is, and then we're gonna start it and check the fluid, make sure that it's at the right level. If it needs some, we're gonna add it. It shouldn't need any though, since nothing came out. Okay, so Matt's got this bracket here. It's been disconnected from, looks like when he did his radiator or something like that. It got disconnected. This hose is usually up a little higher, but we're gonna go ahead and work with it. Go ahead and remove this hose clamp. Try and do it in a way you can see. Actually, this one can go back onto the hard line. Gotta love hose clamps. They make life so interesting. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take our new hose and I'm gonna add these clamps onto the new hose. This is 5/16 hose, if you ever need to add or replace any. Okay, hopefully that helps now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the hose clamp just like so. And then now we're just gonna go ahead and route this up and over. There should be a little bit of extra for you, so you can route it how you want. I'm gonna elect to wrap it up and behind and onto the top of the transmission cooler. And as you can see, we've got just enough. So I'll go ahead and trim it just a little bit and we'll attach it there. Oh, that worked really easy. Okay, might go ahead and straighten that out a little bit. Now that we've got that, let's take the hose clamp, get our hose lined up how we want it. Throw it on there and secure. Okay, so now we have our supply and return lines. Last step is gonna be to tighten those up, and hardware-wise, that's all that's installed. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and take our 12mm and just go ahead and tighten these up. They need to be fairly tight so that they will actually crush the crush washers and seal. Worth giving tightening these up, and once it's running, giving it a relook. Okay, so if you're looking for a little bit more cooling capacity, you're looking for a little bit more fluid in your transmission cooler, this is a kit for you. Go ahead and get yours at z1offroad.com today.